Good morning, everybody. Day 14 here at Carter Gap Shelter. We're heading out. You can hear the wind, ferocious 30-mile-an-hour winds all night long. It was incredible. Luckily, the shelter is facing the right way and it went over us, but it still was noisy as all hell. Everything would blow over off the table. We had to always weigh everything down. We got about a 9-mile day today. I'm going to try to get in a good position to get the winding stair gap early. The rain is expected, but I see some gaps in the clouds, so maybe this wind blew it all by. I don't know offhand, so we'll anticipate the worst. We're one of the last ones to leave. I don't know how everybody gets up that early and does what they do, but we'll be going shortly. No bear activity, although we do have evidence of mouse activity. They like Butterfinger candy bars. Sue had a little nibble on hers Butterfinger. Other than that, we're gonna head out shortly. Actually, I think I see one more tent, one lazy person. All right, we'll go northward. All right, on trail. Sorry. Steady up climb. Our big challenge of the day is Albert Mountain. It's a big climb, and especially at the top, it gets really steep. So we're told. It's also the 100-mile mark. Another important milestone mentally. We're all stocked up on water, so we should be good for a few miles. Still got some wind, but seems to be dying down. But oh, cool. Check out that tree trunk. Oh, moss covered tree. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Alright, moving on. We didn't get that early morning rain yet. Hoping it blew over with all this wind. But everything's snugged up, watertight. If it starts to rain, I have to put on my rain gear or my umbrella, depending on what kind of rain and how much wind. Tuck away my jacket. But I am expecting that we'll be tenting in the rain tonight. Our goal is, I forget the shelter name. Hang on. Our minimum goal will be Long Branch Shelter. If we can make Rock Gap Shelter, that'll be great. That'll be like an 11.5-mile day. But it is mostly downhill once we get over Albert Mountain. So that'll set us up, if we get the second shelter, that'll set us up for only a 4-mile hike, the Winding Stair Gap, where we can hitch a ride or get a shuttle. I think the town runs a shuttle. They'll get us to a shuttle into Franklin, North Carolina. We reserved the room for 2 nights. So we'll take a 0 on Wednesday, recoup, resupply, have some beer, a burger and fries, some restaurant food, a salad, all good stuff that we take for granted every day. All right, let me get to putting some northbound footsteps to my southbound side. How's this for views? And the clouds. Sorry, shifted. There's like four rows of mountains out there. Here we go. What a view. All right. We've been walking for a while along the ridge amongst these laurels, leafless laurels, and it's pretty, ow, prickers. And it's got this eerie feel to it with the whiteness of the branches. Maybe the overcast helps. It's pretty cool. Anyway, our big obstacle of the day, Albert Mountain. Everyone says it's a tough climb. The map makes it look like the top is pretty steep, the last quarter mile or so. That's at about 6 miles. The shelter we're shooting for, I believe it's Long Branch Shelter, is 2 miles past that. That's our minimum stop. We'd like to push another 3 miles past to the next shelter, as that'll set us up for only a 4-mile hike to Winding Stair Gap, where we can get a shuttle driver, or I believe the town of Franklin runs a shuttle. It goes to the gap about 9:30, 12:30, and 3:30. If we can make the 9:30 shuttle, say that'll put us in town at 10. I can go to the post office, get my supply box, and the hotel check-in is 11 o'clock. Once we're checked in, we can sort gear, plan food, do some laundry, and have a day and a half, because on Wednesday we're going to take a 0, recoup, get everything done, have some town food. I want a burger and fries and a nice cold draft beer. So that's the plan. Supposed to start raining later today. Chance of thunderstorms overnight. So we'll have wet gear. And being in the town will give us a chance to air it out and dry it. So that's the plan. And I'll bring you what I can to take you along on the journey. Very good. Alright, I stuck my head in a little bit, but this is as far as I'm going. Big old white oak. Alright, been a nice trail. We've been cranking along about 3 miles an hour on this trail. Oh. Ah. Yeah, look at the way.
Just amazing.
Look at the way the told you the birches do this. They only need a little bit of dirt to seed in on a rock, and then their roots travel around and finally find good soil. Look at that. Doesn't look like it has much support on this side though. Well, cool stuff. Brought to you by Mother Nature. Uh-oh, Sue found a view. Ah! Low bridge.
Wow.
Isn't that gorgeous?
The rock ledge over there.
Oh, I'll have to come back to that. I didn't see that. I was just trying to get... That's fine. You're fine.
I didn't know you were videoing.
Yeah. Rock face. Awesome stuff. Alright, back to hiking. This is the trail leading up to Albert Mountain. As you can see, a little bit on the tortuous side. There's been some pretty mean drop-offs, which you can't see in the camera, but this is a nice stretch. All right. I think we got a view coming here. Hang tight. Oh, wow. Definitely worth the stop. Incredible patch of mosses and stuff that I find intriguing are these plants. That have found root in the banks of the moss, the bank of moss. This is pretty Really cool stuff. Too close. And you got a slime right there. Ew. Alright. Coming up to the last climb to get to Albert Mountain. And if you look, let me zoom in here. There's the fire tower. Can't really see it, but we gotta climb all the way up there. Let me get this back down. Sorry about that. Fire tower is right there. So we got that climb to get there. Oh joy. Alright. Sorry. I didn't film much after that mossy rock face because it started raining, so I sealed my phone up in a waterproof sack. But it seems to have stopped. It's been coming on and off. Looks like there's a road ahead. Forest Service Road. Bear Pen Gap. Oh, there's that curse word again, gap. That means there's a climb on the other side of it. And that's the one that goes up to Albert Mountain. Maybe you can see the tower a little better. I think the tower is closed, but the significance of the tower is the 100-mile mark. And when I get there, I will bring it to you. All right, let's see where this goes. Oh, we're going to parallel the road. All right. Get you further north and up. All right. There it is. Albert Mountain Fire Tower. I got people here, so I can't really show it. All right. Oh, there we go. Unfortunately, you can't see much because they're all socked in with fog. But the signs here talking about how the valley below was an environmental study, one of the oldest in the country, in North America. Cool stuff. I'll take a picture of that and save it. But here's the important part. Right here. You see where it says 100 miles. That's the deal. And we made it to the top of this. The last quarter mile, third of a mile, it's like being in the Adirondacks. Oof, rough stuff. All right, I'm gonna take a shot of this bolt. All right, good deal. The trip up the last quarter to a third of a mile for Albert Mountain. Very reminiscent of the Adirondack high peaks in New England mountain climbing. Just rock scramble type stuff. But this trail coming down the other side, much easier grade. And I'm pretty sure that's because this was the road access to the fire tower back when it used to be manned. So, much leisurely walk. It's 11:45. We're going to push 2 miles to Long Branch Shelter, take lunch there. Then we'll push a couple more miles. I think it's 3 or 4 miles to the next shelter. I forget what the name is. And that's where we'll stay for the night. And that puts Winding Stair Gap within a 4-mile morning march so we can get to town. The plan in town is I have to go to the post office and get a mail drop with some food and stuff that I've sent there, as well as a second one that I sent from Blairsville of some stuff, some extra food that I didn't want to carry the last 5 days. So once I get to the post office, we have a room scheduled for 2 nights, and I think it's Hilltop Inn. So tomorrow will be a Nero, and then we'll stay the extra day for a Zero. Reorganize my food, send anything ahead that I have to, and then get some restaurant food. I am looking so forward to a burger and fries, and not McDonald's. I'm talking like restaurant burger and fries, and a draft beer. I don't know why I'm craving draft beer. Maybe just a carb desire. But, and then we got other stuff to do. Laundry. I want to pull out. I was going to send some warmer base layer forward, but they're talking about snow once the weekend comes in about 5 days. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I figured I could have lightened my pack by 1.5 pounds between my micro spikes, my 4.0s, but I don't know. I'll have to make some decisions based on the weather that I see. What's this sign say? Oh, too worn out. Indicates some sort of trail. Oh, look at this. There we go. Glass Mine Gap 2.7, Wallace Gap 5.9, Albert. Ah, that's cool. All right, onward. Oh, that's a cool little tree trunk. Look at that. Hello. All right, that's back to putting northbound steps on my southbound side. Oh. Went from overcast but bright to gloomy green tunnel. Here we are with the rhododendrons arching over the trail again. I don't know if you can see the difference in brightness. There's a little opening here, and then back in to green tunnel. Cruising down, hoping to get to Long Branch Shelter shortly. But the beautiful woods here. We ate lunch, a late lunch, about 1 o'clock. at Long Branch Shelter. Decided to push on to the next one. Sorry, just saying. Which is Rock Gap Shelter. About 4 miles past Long Branch Shelter. Wanted to push ourselves a little bit, but again, that's going to help set us up with a short morning down to Winding Stair Gap. So we should be able to make the 9:30 shuttle that comes to the Gap and takes you to town. Figure half hour to town at most. 10 o'clock. Walk to the post office. Get my resupply. Go to the hotel. Check in at the hotels at 11. Boom. Wash our clothes right away. Maybe go out to lunch. Burger, fries, beer. I don't know why it's in my mind so much, but I can't wait to eat food, non-trail food. Anyway, what else we got going on? Oh, we're probably about 3 more miles to the shelter we want to stay at. Uh-oh. What do we got? What do we got? Glass Mine Gap and the Long Branch Trail. This is probably us straight ahead. Yep, there's a blaze right on that tree right there. All right, we're gonna get moving. You can hear the wind. I'm sure it's blowing in some pretty ornery storm. If we get to the shelter, maybe we can stay in the shelter. Otherwise, we gotta make sure we get a campsite for pitching tents. Sometimes they get all filled up. Sometimes people get out into town before the rain, but sometimes they get caught, and everyone wants to be in the shelter when it's raining. A sight for sore eyes. A shelter in the wilderness. Sorry. I didn't do a lot of filming after lunch because we're hustling, big time hustle, trying to make the next shelter 4 miles away before the rain came in. Rain was off and on, so I didn't really break out the phone. Sorry, going down steep hill to the shelter, and so don't see any tent set up around it. Hopefully there's room in the shelter. That way we don't have to get drenched tonight when the rain comes through. As you see, a bit of a rough trail down. Alright, this is Rock Gap Shelter, and since there are people at it, I'm going to close out here, and that's the privy over there. Alright, this is Rock Gap Shelter. Like I said, very dated. Wait till you see this. all the repairs that have been made, and it still leaks right over my bunk. All right. Nice little third grade in a school nearby does some bulletin board for it, which is very nice. But somebody tried to stop a leak by putting duct tape on the underside of the ceiling instead of up on the roof. How come that's not focusing? There we go. The picnic table is lopsided. Quicksand wouldn't review it. Wouldn't even bother to review it. You can see. The tent pads are all at angles. Definitely not a recommended stop. We'll see what the mice situation is like shortly. Alright, it's cold and damp. Gonna call it a night. End of day 14.